They have spoken today in the highest court, where they wear garments, which I think is hilarious. You guys have ever seen the courts in Britain? They all kind of cross-dress.
And even in the House of Commons, I guess the speaker is the one who has to wear all the regalia.
I got to get dressed up for this stupid thing. Somebody get my powdered wig. Well, they've spoken. Finally, the court has spoken. What is a man? What is thine woman?
A significant ruling from the UK's highest court is getting the attention of LGBTQ plus activists all around the world. The UK's Supreme Court has ruled the legal definition of a woman is someone born a biological female. The decision comes after a long-running legal battle and could have major implications for how sex-based rights apply across Scotland, England and Wales.
And the rest of the globe will be looking at this. No way. Yes, they have to. And people are upset, obviously. The Brits have lost their way over the last several years. And we were talking about yesterday with, I've been talking about this for months. You know, I even said yesterday, it's like, I don't think I could even go to the UK. Because, I mean, you know, you're standing out in front of an abortion clinic and you're saying a prayer quietly. They're like, ma'am, we're going to have to ask you to leave. Why? I didn't say anything. Yes, but in your head you might be. I'm like, am I telepathic? Like, how's this working? They have lost their way. And this has become something where, obviously we see today, you know, the title on the lawsuit going on in Maine. This has become a story that it shouldn't have become. But this was never about whether or not it was real if a man was a woman. It's cultural Marxism. I need to get you to bend to my will and to change pronouns and to disbelieve your eyes out of fear that you may have punishment. Even if you know that's not a woman, you better say it is or else. And they have finally, I mean, this is their highest court, but this has sweeping ramifications globally because you know it's going to be challenged everywhere.
Hey, James, we got with this ruling, again, it came from the UK's highest court, and they defined that term woman. I want to say it again. The term woman, according to this ruling in the Equality Act of 2010, is someone who was born a biological female at birth. And what this done is it essentially excludes transgender women from legal recognition under the Act. This includes those with a gender recognition certificate. Now, James, I think the big question is what this ruling actually means in practice, in real life. And it is significant as it will directly affect policies related to single-sex services and spaces. So that means things like women-only changing rooms, bathrooms, domestic violence shelters, and rape crisis centers. It also affects sports and employment policies aimed at recruiting women. Now, after this ruling, organizers may legally exclude transgender women from these spaces without violating the Equality Act.
Oh, I mean, we have protections in here for people, as we should. You should exclude somebody just, well, you know, I'm going to exclude them. We have these protections. The protection, we want to be able to protect people, but you should have the right to go and work. I should have the right to hire you. Right? Like we have these protections, though, that we're just like, well, I'm never going to hire. You know, you look weird. You look this. You're black. We have protections here. Well, you're not going to hire a person to do this because this is meant for a woman. Yeah, but I'm a woman. No, you say you're a woman. And I have nothing against transgender people. Knock yourself out. I mean, I saw a great meme last night that said, look, if you know what I'm going to do from now on? I'm going to hire only transgender women. Man strength at woman pay. I win. This will probably be going to Canada next for the next challenge. I wonder what's going to happen there. LGBTQ2 plus. He's always going to fight for them, that guy. Always going
Even though he doesn't know how to pronounce them.
He doesn't even know what he's talking about because nobody knows what he's talking about because it's all pretend. Oh, that's not very nice, Chad. No, that's just honesty. But it's funny, the way that they issued their ruling in Britain, because I don't think a bunch of people are going to like, well, you know what? Good, I can finally fire you today, Glenda. Glenn, that's your real name. Get out of I've been wanting to call you Glenn for a long time. I can't wait to call you Glenn. I don't like you, Glenn. You're a jerk.
Yeah, this is such a huge issue, isn't it? It goes well beyond the UK. It's an issue, it's a debate, it's a topic in countries all around the world. Absolutely a massive debate here in the United States as well. I imagine there's been a lot of response to this ruling.
I think you nailed it when you said this is a global issue. There's been a global response. Here in the UK, yes, as you can imagine, there's been vocal and varied reactions to this ruling. Women's rights groups here in the UK argue the decision is a victory for the protection of single-sex spaces, while other groups like Amnesty International express concern that the decision undermines protections for transgender individuals. Now, for their part, and this is interesting, James, the court ruling goes on to say that we counsel against using this reading as a judgment, as a triumph for one or more groups in our society at the expense of another. It is not.
But it has been. That's what this has been about. The expense of the other. Women, you guys need to fight this fight. You're asking in a lot of ways. You've been pushed out of it, right? Like Riley Gaines, she went out and fought the fight. And let's be real, the fight has been good to her in some ways. She's raised the level. I don't know if she ever really planned to do this, but it's not the worst thing that's ever happening. She's taken this cause on. But overall, like J.K. Rowling, she's fought this fight. Remember when everybody was burning her books? We're going to buy your books and burn them. She's like, good, buy them again. But women have to be at the forefront of this. You have to be the forefront. You have to be pushing it. You have to make your voice heard. Can't just be men. I was joking with, yesterday. And then I said, the quicker that, that women get out of women's sports and men can get in there and pretend to be women, the better sports and more watchable it's going to be. You have to take this amongst yourself to get out there and fight and not be pushed around. And that's the cultural Marxism. Is this is what I say, do this or else. And it's not just about gender. It's about race. It's about everything. Everything in its context of this ideology of intersectionality, of somebody is always kicking down and you're the victim. And so extra victim here, extra victim there, and you can't do that. And if you do, you'll be punished for it. And that's just insane. And we've got to stop it. And I've got daughters. I don't want my daughters inside of a shower with a man. Not because I can't look at somebody and say, I think you have, you can believe all that, knock yourself out, whatever. That's between you and your parents, and you deal with that on your own. But as for me being a parent, no. And I won't have them believing and buying into, they told me that's a woman. Well, no, it's not. You know the difference. But I don't want to say anything because I'll get in trouble. That's the perfect example of the Marxism, the cultural side of it. It's being told, if you don't believe this, you'll be in trouble. And then finally getting to the point where you make the biggest change, which is, I know I don't believe it, but I have to say it or else.
It also clarifies that people who are transgender, whether they are undergoing, have undergone, or are planning to undergo the gender reassignment process, they are specifically still protected under the Equality Act 2010. So definitely, James, it's complicated, and as you say, something that is of interest globally right now.
Yeah, and we know J.K. Rowling has been very vocal about this issue. Is she saying anything about it today?
Yeah, exactly. Well, a little background before we get to J.K. Rowling, because this all started in Scotland when the organization Women for Scotland challenged an act that promoted more women, including transgender women, on public boards. And this is where J.K. Rowling entered, because she donated £70,000. That's nearly $100,000 to their crowdfunding campaign. Just this morning, she responded to this court case, posting on X. She writes, "It took 3 extraordinary, tenacious Scottish women with an army behind them to get this case heard by the Supreme Court, and in winning, they protected the rights of women and girls across the UK. For Women Scott, I'm so proud to know you." And now, of course, there's been groups that have responded in response to this. This group, Scottish Trans and Advocacy Group for Transgender Rights, argued the decision could set a concerning precedent for the treatment of trans individuals under UK law. James?
You shouldn't treat anybody bad. You shouldn't. I mean, the fact that we always have to say that, are there people out there to treat people bad? Of course there's. Are there people out there that would take advantage of this? Yes. But are they few and far between? Yeah. But she came out and she has been a leader in this because she has felt like, J.K. Rowling, that they're erasing women. It's like that's been the goal, was to erase women. Just across the board. Let's just get rid of women. Let's blur the lines when it comes to gender. And she held strong. And she gave some money. She can afford it. What do you think her net worth is?
JK's?
She's got to be $1 billion, right?
No, she's given away so much of it that she fell out of the billionaire status.
No.
Yeah. She's very much into philanthropy.
Oh, my goodness. No way. Lie to me, Belle. 820 billion pounds, or right around $1 billion. But she has given away a lot. Mostly to people who recognize what a woman is. We do. JK, want to write a story about us? She probably doesn't.
She's listening right now.
I don't think she is.
I think she's done writing.
No, I thought aren't they doing, isn't she doing something new?
Is she?
Yeah, I thought there's going to be another movie.
Is there another movie or television show? Something like that.
Well, she doesn't, she'll make money off that passively.